Welcome, everyone. I'm Dave Morrison, President and founder of IsoAcoustics. We are excited to launch our latest product for the professional audio market. This opens a new chapter for us as we introduce the IsoAcoustics patented principles to the rapidly growing immersive audio space. Our products are known throughout the world to support the clarity and openness of audio speakers, and the immersive audio formats are all about creating a 360-degree canopy and an exciting spatial sound experience. We can help make this experience more seamless and transparent while revealing the detail that the professionals need to hear to make better mixing and mastering decisions. Today, we will introduce the new V120 isolation mount. The 120 accessories, our configuration guide tool, demonstrate the installation and setup and show you how the V120 is being used today. For those of you who aren't familiar with IsoAcoustics, IsoAcoustics is located in Ontario, Canada, and designs, manufactures, distributes isolation products for the consumer and pro audio markets in over 70 countries. Our patented designs have been tested at the National Research Council in Ottawa and have been tuned to improve sound imaging and clarity for a wide range of speakers and audio products. Our award-winning products are used in many of the world's premier recording studios, as well as the most modest home project spaces. IsoAcoustics has a reputation for cost-effective products that make a big difference in sound quality. We are excited to announce the launch of the new V120 isolation mounts for immersive audio. The immersive audio segment is growing very fast. There are 750 licensed Dolby Atmos studios around the world, with many more also rendering in this format. In the near future, sporting events will be broadcast in Dolby Atmos, along with theaters, home cinema, and car manufacturers are jumping on board. Other immersive audio formats are also growing very quickly to make this a very popular sound experience. The immersive audio experience is based on multiple discrete channels surrounding and overhead the listener to collectively create a three-dimensional acoustic space. The IsoAcoustics mounts mitigate the transfer of energy between the speakers and the supporting surface to provide greater clarity and imaging for a more transparent and seamless immersive experience. The benefit of the IsoAcoustics patented technology is now available for ceiling and wall-mounted studio monitors. There are three factors to consider when placing a speaker or attaching a speaker to a supporting surface. Is the speaker exciting the supporting surface and propagating acoustic energy? Is the structure-borne energy being conducted through the supporting surface and causing anomalies in the listening area or adjacent spaces? Conducting vibrations from one speaker to another through the structure, the wall, the truss, or fasteners like unistrut. And finally, is energy hitting the supporting structure and being conducted back into the speaker enclosure? These events result in reduced sound clarity and smearing. IsoAcoustics' patented design consists of a multi-part isolation system that effectively eliminates the direct path for the transfer of energy between the speaker and the supporting surface. Studio monitors will no longer need to be fastened directly to the walls and ceilings, and therefore we are mitigating the challenges that are associated with coupling to the structures and cavity spaces. The V120 is our answer to an easy-to-install solution for ceiling and wall studio monitors that enhances the immersive audio experience.
I'm Paul Morrison, Director of Sales and Distribution for IsoAcoustics. And I'm going to summarize how the V120 can be adapted to connect to a wide variety of applications, including ceilings, walls, and various mounting hardware. V120 isolation system is designed for studio monitors weighing up to 40 pounds or 18 kilos and is used in immersive audio, offering the ability to rotate your monitors 360 degrees as well as 90 degrees of tilt adjustment. Customers will need to purchase the V120 mount and then different accessories depending on their configuration. The unit comes with a ceiling plate that can be directly fastened to the ceiling or other flat surfaces, or the ceiling plate can be removed, allowing the V120 mount to be attached to other surfaces and structures using one of the V120 mounting adapters. We're into two parts. The first is how to mount the V120 to the various structures such as the ceilings, walls, third-party mounting hardware, truss systems, and unistrut channel. The second part will describe the different ways to mount monitors to the V120. If you're mounting to a ceiling, you can use the ceiling plate that comes included with the V120. The ceiling plate can be mounted to the ceiling with 4 screws, and the V120 threads into the plate and gets locked with the tightening arm. Please note that the screws do not come with the ceiling plate, as there are different materials to be mounted to, such as concrete or drywall. We recommend getting the correct fasteners based on the material that you're screwing into. If you're mounting your speakers to the wall, then you'd need our wall bracket. The wall bracket has 3 connection points for the V120 to thread into to offer a variety of different positions for your monitors away from the wall. Once again, fasteners are not included, and we recommend that you purchase the correct type of fastener based on the material that you're screwing into. We have truss clamps available for 1.5 inch and 2 inch or 38 and 50 millimeter truss. The V120 attaches to the truss clamp with an M10 nut. The truss clamps wrap around the truss and tighten with an adjustable knob for a safe and sturdy connection. They're easy to install and can be repositioned as needed. The studio monitor can be rotated by loosening and retightening that tightening arm. Unistrut is a popular way to hang studio monitors, and it provides flexibility in sliding them along to their final location. The V120 is easily adaptable to Unistrut by using an M10 spring nut and a large metal. Again, the studio monitor can easily be rotated by loosening and retightening that tightening arm. We can adapt to other third-party wall and ceiling mounts, so the V120 can be easily retrofitted into existing installations. For example, our keyhole adapter is specifically designed to connect to the Adam and Neumann telescopic or fixed ceiling mounts and wall brackets. The V120 screws into the keyhole adapter, and the keyhole adapter can be mounted to the bracket. Again, the studio monitor can easily be rotated by loosening and retightening the tightening arm.
Thanks, Paul. Hi, I'm Sean Morrison, Director of Marketing for IsoAcoustics. We just showed you how the V120 can mount to ceilings, walls, and different structures. Now I'm going to show you how the V120 can be adapted to fit most of the popular studio monitors used in ceiling and wall-mounted applications today. So let's take a look at the different ways studio monitors can be mounted on the V120. On the left side, we have an example where a studio monitor has threaded inserts located on the sides of the enclosure, and we would typically use a U-bracket to hang under the mounting point. On the scenario on the right, the threaded inserts are located on the back of the studio monitor, and we would use a C bracket or an L bracket to slide into the V120 for an easy installation. So let me show you how this works. So in this example, we have an Adam Audio S2B monitor. So it has threaded inserts located on the side, and this is the U-bracket that's available. So here we're connected to the bottom of the V120. We call this the circular flange, and we're connected using the U-bracket adapter. But in this example, here we have a Focal Shape 50. It has threads located on the back. We're connected using the C bracket, and the C bracket slides in through the back of the V120. But to do that, what we do first is we remove this bottom circular flange, and we also remove these end caps to allow it to slide in through the back. Our L bracket and C bracket attach to the studio monitors and slide in through the back of the V120. The idea of the slide is to make the installation easy and also to align the studio monitor center of mass underneath the isolators to optimize performance. Choosing between the L bracket or C bracket is based on the tilt angle that is required. The C bracket positions monitors so they are facing downwards and can be tilted upwards by up to 45 degrees. The L bracket positions studio monitors to face forwards and can be tilted downwards by up to 45 degrees. The height of the L bracket is adjustable to fit a wide range of speaker sizes. It comes with 2 different lengths of vertical posts, and each length can be adjusted, allowing the L bracket to be configured in different ways to better fit your speakers. Some monitors can be attached directly to the L or C bracket, but many will require an adapter. We have designed 3 adapters to address the threaded attachment variations across the most popular studio monitors on the market today. Studio monitors that have threaded mounting inserts on the sides typically make a U bracket available for attachment above the speaker. The IsoAcoustics U bracket adapter is a 2-part design that features a quick and easy slide-in connection. One part of the U bracket is attached to the speaker's U bracket. This part then slides into the second part, which is fastened to the bottom circular flange on the V120. An Allen key is then used to tighten 2 set screws to secure the adapter in place. The V120 has been installed in a number of professional studios and facilities. Grammy Award-winning mastering engineer Michael Romanowski has been a leader in mixing and mastering immersive audio. He won a Grammy for Best Immersive Audio Album for both Alicia Keys and Track of American Soldier at the 63rd and 64th Grammys. Here's what Michael had to say about the V120 mount.
Hi, my name is Michael Romanowski. I'm in Coast Mastering in Berkeley, California, and I just want to give a shout out to IsoAcoustics for their awesome new product, the V120, the isolators. I have them using them on my ceiling speakers in my immersive room, and they're keeping the vibrations from traveling down the tracks. No matter whether I'm doing Sony 360 or Dolby Atmos or any other format and I need to move my speakers, I get the same performance out of the isolation to keep the vibrations coming out where they're supposed to and not traveling down the track and potentially getting into other speakers. I use the Gaias every day on my big speakers, and as awesome as those are for isolating from the bottom up, these are doing it from the top down. So again, IsoAcoustics, great job. Congratulations on a great new product. I wish you all the best.
Michael is currently using the V120 system in his studio Coast Mastering in Berkeley, California. Michael said, "These new mounts do a and the sound and vibration sources without coloring the other speakers mounted to the same struts. Fantastic. Again, another home run for IsoAcoustics. They make big promises for the sonic and detail improvement and deliver beyond expectations. No amount of room tuning or compensation software can fix fundamental energy wave problems. These isolators should be on every system before even getting to the tuning of one's room. Well done, IsoAcoustics, another big product." Many of you will be familiar with legendary audio engineer Eddie Kramer. He worked with Jimi Hendrix, Rolling Stones, and Led Zeppelin, to name a few. He's been a longtime user of the IsoAcoustics IsoPucks and has been using the V120 at the John Stork and WSDG designed Empire Lakeside Studios in Prince Edward County, Ontario. Visitors to this year's NAMM show in Anaheim, California would have had the opportunity to hear live immersive demos featuring the IsoAcoustics V120 in the live sessions held in both Focal and the Dolby Atmos booths. Mounting height speakers can be complicated as speakers come in different sizes with different hole patterns. There's many different types of installation surfaces or structures, and it's important that the speakers can be rotated and focused correctly to the listening position. We've worked hard to make this process as simple as possible. We've designed the V120 so that it can be easily adapted to different surfaces and structures. And when it comes to mounting speakers to the V120, the Product Selector application on our website will make it easy to determine which brackets or adapters are required for a specific speaker model. Many of you might already be familiar with our Product Selector application. The Product Selector is being updated later today to include the mount and the new category for ceiling and wall mount. We've already researched and created a database of studio monitors and their connection points. With the Product Selector, you can look up a specific model of speaker and it will tell you what bracket and adapter are required for your specific model. As you can see, the V120 is a very versatile mounting system that provides acoustic isolation while easily adapting popular studio monitors to different wall and ceiling attachment scenarios. We have a few examples behind me. Here we have a wall mount, and we are using the IsoAcoustics V120 wall bracket. Again, this is the Atom Audio speaker. It has connection points on the side, so it has the U bracket, and it's connecting to the bottom of the V120. And then this is an example of a ceiling mount. So the ceiling plate comes included with the V120. It's for fast can be fastened into place, and we're using the L bracket to connect because this monitor has threads on the back. This is a very similar installation, except for here we're connected to Unistrut. Here we're connected to third-party hardware. So this is a telescopic ceiling mount, and we are using our keyhole adapter to connect to this telescopic ceiling mount. Finally, we have two examples of a truss mount. So this is using our truss clamp. We've got the focal-shaped 50s here, and this one is connected using the C bracket, so the speaker is more down-firing. And then in this example, this is the same installation, but it's using the L bracket, so this monitor is more forward-facing. These are connected to the same truss, but they're both isolated with the V120, so the vibrations won't be exciting the truss and interfering with each other. So in closing, we are very excited about the launch of this new product. The press release will be sent out shortly after this presentation. If you don't receive a copy, please contact our press agency, RTFM, or email us directly at info@isoacoustics.com. The V120 product pages are scheduled to be added to our website today at around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The V120 product page is a great resource to help you understand the various ways the V120 can be mounted, as well as how to mount speakers to the V120. Thank you for joining us for this presentation. We would now like to ask if anyone has any questions. If you have any questions, please submit them in the chat, and we are more than happy to answer them.
So 2 questions have come in so far. The first is this the same technology also used in the IsoPucks or something entirely new?
The technology is very similar. We're still using the 3 parts. The IsoPucks and the ISO stands use like a suction cup attachment to the speaker and the supporting surface. And of course, the load is on top. In this case, we're bolting it directly to the isolators with a little more direct connection. And of course, the weight is underneath. So there's still the 3 parts, but in a sense, the application's kind of been inverted.
Okay. Second question is, does the logo still show the alignment of the product like with the other products?
Good question. So our other products, they are directional, and the logo always kind of represented the front. So for example, the IsoPucks, and it's, the logo's always been designed to be aligned with the front of the speaker, the drivers. In this case, we have actually put the logo on the side of the V120. So that's kind of the first time that our logo's been on the side. So yeah, to answer the question, in this case, the logo is actually on the side of the V120.
Yeah, we hope it doesn't confuse anybody. But the reason for it is that structurally the brackets had stiffness between the lateral isolators. It was a logical place to put the logo on it. And even though we run the risk of confusing some people that are used to seeing the logo facing forward.
Okay. Next question is, what if my speakers are heavier, lighter than the V120 specs allow?
Okay, like all of our products, they're all built on an empirical curve. And the bottom end is less sensitive than the top end. So you can put a very light speaker on. But as you start to load it up, it will start to exceed the capacity of the isolators themselves. So the performance will start to diminish. The weight that we've specified is really just a logical place on that curve to draw the line. It isn't hard and fast. It doesn't short circuit at that point or fall off. And physically, mechanically, it will carry many times more than the weight that we've specified. But acoustically, the performance does fall off as you reach that limit and go beyond it.
Okay. Could we share any data that shows the testing of the V120?
We're actually preparing information or charts like we've done in other products in the past to illustrate what's actually going on. We don't typically share the data that we use in testing and developing, but rather put something together that summarizes what's going on to give people a greater idea of what the isolators are doing.
Did you speak about adjusting the lateral movement to find optimal COG? I'm not sure what they mean by COG.
Center of gravity.
Center of gravity.
Yeah. So basically, when you put the sliders in with the C or the L bracket, makes it an easy way to install it. But when you move it along, you'll actually feel where it feels balanced. If you have a question, you can always put the bracket in place and just lift it up with your hand and feel that kind of logical midpoint. But the intention is to slide it into place so that the center of gravity is between the isolators, so it optimizes it, the weight is carried as evenly as possible. It's not critical. I mean, you don't have to measure it to the millimeter, but you'll generally feel when it's in balance, tighten it up, and that's where the best performance is realized.
You do get a feel for it, though. When you've got it in the place, it is kind of obvious. So
yeah, and the whole thing is that you might just be overloading one set of isolators instead of the other. So you just want to optimize the distribution between them.
Okay. How do you stop the brackets from resonating?
Where the L's and C's go into the bottom of the V120, there's actually a polypropylene sleeve in there to keep, so we don't have that mechanical connection. There isn't any rattling or any issue with that. The sections are very short. They're made out of carbon steel, and there is a dampening effect with going into the V120 itself. So there isn't any resonance or any issues with the tubing itself.
Okay, that's all the questions that I see here. Is there anyone have any final questions?
And if anybody thinks of any questions after, you can always contact our press agency or message us directly, and we're always happy to answer.
Okay, nothing.
So we just wrap it up.
Yeah.
The press releases have gone out.
They'll be sent out shortly. Yeah,
The website's being
updated shortly. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, one more question has come through. Will there be other colors other than black?
Well, in the pro audio side, we generally keep everything as black. I mean, there's always a possibility of something else changing, but for the foreseeable future, black is all we have planned at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So again, calculators updated,
Later today, website.
press releases out, newsletters going out. Any more questions?
Sorry, one more has come through.
Good.
Are you planning on making a mount like the V120 for a stand that speakers directly mount to, like the K&M? And then they give a model, K&M 26785.
Well, actually, we're always looking at other products, much the same as we've done with these things, to see if there's a way that we can adapt them. And that's still evolving. So I guess the short answer is to say we'll look at all the other products available and see if we can find a way to practically interface to them as well.
Okay. Will Genelex mount to the stands directly?
Yes.
Many of the models.
Yeah. We have the adapter plate for them.
Some of them will require an adapter, but many of them actually have the whole pattern that matches the tilt adjuster on the L and C bracket.
Great.
So, and again, our product selector is always the best place to check. So you can look up that make and model, and it'll tell you right away.
And we've tried to make the adapters as flexible, as universal as we can between different studio monitors. And again, the calculator will help point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. And if a model isn't in our product selector, you can always message us directly because we always want to get that added. And but the product selector in that case will look at the specifications that you input and will tell you if it's compatible. But we'll also link you to our, where you can find if it is adaptable. It'll direct you to check the thread pattern and compare it to the adapters on our website.
Okay.
Quiet?
Quiet for now.
Okay,
So, okay.
let's wrap
Let's
it up.
wrap it up.
Thank you for joining, everyone. And again, if you have any questions, reach out. We're very happy to answer them and support in any way we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.